Hi, so welcome to day one of 21 day self-esteem series that I'm going to do for consecutive 21 days. And the agenda of this series is, first of all, it's like a challenge to myself that I come on video for straight 21 days where I talk about stuff that where I talk about stuff. I educate you people on things that that I know about, that I can help you with, or with that I can help you with. And today happens to be the first day. Okay, so I have actually jotted down all the points that I want to talk about today, and it's not going to be a very long video. It's going to be very small. So I'm going to start small. So yeah, because it is today is day one. So first thing that I want to talk about is self-esteem. So what is self-esteem? See, self-esteem as in a term is a very broad term. If we go by definitions, there are many definitions to go with. But in the basic sense, how I like to see self-esteem as is, what are your thoughts, views about yourself? How do you see yourself as? Because oftentimes what happens is we do not even realize, and we start looking at ourselves how other people look at us. And it's true, most of the times the things that we are concerned about, our problems revolve around how does this one person think about me, or how does my boss thinks about me, or how does this one person who I want to be with thinks about me as, or how do my peers look at me, or how do my colleagues, or what do my colleagues think of me as. So most of the times the thought that consume our mind are other people's thought. But when it comes to self esteem, it is about how do you see yourself as. Because a very real truth is, no matter what the other person thinks of you, no matter what a thousand other people are thinking of you, if you have a very strong belief about yourself, if you have a very strong you know uh, self belief system in yourself about yourself, and when that system is empowered, and I will not say positive, but if the belief system that you have about yourself is empowered, and one that is very supportive and healthy one, then it just would not matter what those thousand people think of you, because now you come from a space that, what, I know who I am. I know I know what I am. So no matter what these 100 people think of me, even if they think I'm stupid, I'm dumb, well, yes, I do take constructive criticism from outside to definitely improve upon myself. But I know where to draw a line. I know where to also listen to myself, where to also consider my own opinion of myself. So that boundary, you are able to draw that boundary there. As a result, opinions of others, every opinions or every statement or every comment coming from outside, it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't get to your skin, it doesn't start playing out a complete movie in your mind. And movie, when I say movie, it's sort of overthinking. So when I say self-esteem, what how I like to look at it as, how do you see yourself as? Because and this is something we do not put a lot of attention onto. We never think of it, in general life, in our daily routines, when we just wake up and go to work, or when we just have so much tight routines, structure into our life. How many times does this come to us that, okay, how do I think of myself as? Never really. It's just the outcomes of it that we get to face every day. In fact, the problems that we are facing, the problem that just keeps playing out in our mind on loop, problems to which आज तक हमें solution ही नहीं मिला जिन problems का. Actually, the origin of those problems are somewhere your belief system, somewhere what you think about yourself, how much you think you deserve, how much you think you are worthy of. But we never get to the root cause of it, because because there's not enough information, I can say, or enough uh, focus onto that कि ये भी एक चीज होती है, self esteem does exist. So that is what self esteem means, and I think I also in between kind of uh, told you that how it is important, the importance it plays in our life. Because all the problems that we face, all the problems that we keep dealing with on a day-to-day basis, problems to which we never find solution, somewhere the origin is in our belief systems, which is nothing but self-esteem. So your self-esteem, I can say, is also a collection of your self-beliefs that you have. Now when I now, because I have just brought in the term like self-belief, it's also important to know that the kind of self-beliefs that you have about yourself at present, it is not an ultimate truth, या फिर it is not something जो कि हो गई है, you can never change it. When But it is important to know that it feels like that. It feels like कि मेरे जो self belief है, it was always like that, it is always going to be like this, ऐसा लगता है हमें, because we never focus on it, because we never see it, we never try to, we never even try to think कि this is a thing मैंने जो adopt की है, that I've developed or that I've absorbed from somewhere or somebody, या फिर किसी और का belief है जो मैंने absorb किया है. So I can, I have the power to let go of it also, that I have the power to choose some other belief about myself also, that I have the power to create another identity for myself also. It never crosses our mind. ये ख्याल कभी आता ही नहीं है. But when in real, the fact is, जो भी आपके self beliefs हैं, it is very much possible to work on them, to change them. And when I say change them, I definitely do not mean कि एक दिन में हो जाता है या फिर बहुत जल्दी. No, it is definitely it. I just wanted to understand कि how much time did it take you to firmly believe in the beliefs that you have right now. So it definitely takes some time to dismantle the beliefs that you have right now, and to come to a place where you are able to absorb a new belief about yourself, where you are able to create evidences for yourself, so that you can come to believe in a new empowered identity of yourself. And this is how you actually come, this is how you are able to build your self-esteem, or build a healthier self-esteem, one belief at a time. Okay. Now, this brings me to the second point, your relationship with yourself. Now, a very beautiful topic that I find. So when I say your relationship with yourself, I think this dynamic, या फिर मेरा रिश्ता, खुद से, how you are with yourself, the kind of relationship you share with yourself. Again, something never crosses our mind. बहुत ही rarely हमारा ध्यान जाता है इस पे, the self. So, but in reality, it is very, very, very much important. It is the foundation of how every other thing in your life plays out. And when I say, I know it's a very big thing when I say ki it actually determines how everything else in your life plays out. Because when I say that, I also mean your career, the other relationships you have, the friendships you make. I mean all of it. I know it is a very big statement, but it is very much true. Very, very much true. So I want you to reflect upon when I say your relationship with yourself. And you know what? A lot of times what happens, a lot of us have an unhealthy relationship with ourselves. And when I say unhealthy, what I mean is it is lack of self-love. And when I say lack of self-love, what actually comes in is also, it could be in the form of self-hatred, या फिर denial, या फिर non-acceptance of the self. And it happens, it is very much, it's very common actually. It's just that we don't talk about it often, because we at the same time we feel कि ये तो बहुत ही, we don't like to confront this truth, because because we are like, let it be now, let's focus on other things, let's focus on forming a beautiful relationship with this one person. अब जब मेरा खुद से ही, when I am not at peace with myself, when I am not at peace with who I am, how am I ever going to create a healthy relationship with any other person? Now I know when I say it ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं हो सकता या फिर possible है, but when I say, it is a foundation. So the kind of relationship you share with yourself, how much you think you're worthy of, or how much love you think you deserve, it does play a role. And this just reminds me of that one line. I think it's from a book which goes like, uh, I think it goes like, you only accept the love you think you deserve. So notice the word you think you deserve. So it's not actually what you deserve, but it's actually what you think you deserve. Now when your relationship with yourself is a hampered one, it is an unhealthy one. So how does this look like when I say your relationship with yourself is hampered? So I would just go with basic factors through which you can notice, okay, what is my question with myself. So फर्स्ट इज देर इज नॉन एक्सेप्टेंस. हम एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते खुद को. समवेयर देर इज दिस फीलिंग कि यार ये सही नहीं है, मतलब इधर आई हैव टू बिकम समबडी, इधर आई और आई हैव टू बिकम बेटर, या फिर किसी और के परफेक्ट बनना है मीन, और देर समथिंग दैट यू एंड देर समवन दैट यू वांट टू बी लाइक. सो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, ये नहीं बनना है, आई वांट टू बी दैट. सो दैट इज फर्स्ट साइन ऑफ हैविंग एन अनहेल्दी रिलेशनशिप विद योरसेल्फ. सेकंड बिग प्रूफ या फिर सेकंड बिग फैक्टर इज हैविंग अ वेरी क्रिटिकल सेल्फ टॉक. अब सेल्फ क्रिटिकल कह लो या फिर नेगेटिव सेल्फ टॉक कह लो, कुछ भी होता है, यू आर वेरी क्विक टू पनिश योर सेल्फ, क्विक टू जज योर सेल्फ, क्विक टू क्या कहते हैं क्रिटिसाइज करना खुद को कि आई एम डम, आई न्यू आई कुड नेवर डू इट, सी आई एम द प्रॉब्लम. स्टेटमेंट्स लाइक दीज, और ये बहुत हार्श भी हो सकते हैं. एंड इफ यू लाइक Another factor to know if you have an unhealthy relationship with yourself is that you care a lot about what other people think of you. So a lot of your energy goes on to wanting to impress others. Can you can call it people please, or knowing what other people think of me. So you care a lot about what other people think of you. As a result, other people's opinion, comments about you matters to you. It affects you. So okay, these are all the factors which kind of which are important when it comes to talking about your relationship with yourself. So the third point is lack of self-love. I think I did talk about this in the previous topic, but when I come to the term self-love, I think this is very close to my heart because in my journey of becoming a coach, this is one thing that has always stayed constant. So in fact, I also like to call myself a self-love coach, and there's a reason behind it because I believe, and the foundation of my entire work is upon self-love, self-love. So I believe that it's very, very, very important to have that foundation of self-love in you. And when I say self-love, I do not mean that self-love doesn't mean that you have to be at a place where everything's perfect, where you are perfect, where every other aspect of your life is perfect. Not at all. Self love is rather a decision, a choice that you make, that you know what, I choose to be like this with me. I choose this for me. I mean, it's like a choice that you make. At the end of the day, self love is a choice. Now, but it is a choice that you will not be able to come to if you're holding certain grudges against yourself, if there are certain things about yourself, or certain mistakes that you've done, or you're not able to accept yourself as you are. So self acceptance sits at the core of self love. So before you actually come to the decision of that, you know what, I choose to love myself, or I choose to live my life loving myself, I choose to be compassionate towards myself. Before all of this happens, before you make this choice, self acceptance needs to happen. And when I say self acceptance doesn't mean that everything has to be good, everything has to be according to you. Self acceptance happen where there are things that you find it hard to accept about yourself. कुछ भी हो सकता है that you know what, I don't like the way I look, I don't like this thing about myself, I don't like the way I speak, I fumble when I speak, or my voice is very weak. People have told me this about me so much, so for so long I started hate this part of myself. Acceptance, that is exactly where acceptance needs to happen. That is where radical acceptance happens. Because ask yourself, if you are not ready to say yes to yourself completely without any conditions, even if it takes like not fake, but even if it takes a lot of strength to say okay, I finally accept, it needs to happen. And when this self acceptance happen, and along with this self acceptance, what also needs to happen is that you need to understand yourself. You know what, a lot of times what happens is we start to look at ourselves from other people's eyes, other people's POV. हम क्या करते हैं, okay, this person or 1,000 people throughout my life have told me कि um, I don't have a good personality, या फिर I don't look that great, या फिर मेरी personality इतनी अच्छी नहीं है. हम क्या करते हैं, we start to look at ourselves also that way, instead of understanding myself, instead of questioning others, या फिर instead of just understanding myself कि अगर लोग कह भी रहे हैं तो क्यों कह रहे हैं, do I know the reason, do I know the reason why I fumble, or do I know the reason why I feel so scared in front of people, do I know the reason? No. Most of the times what happens is we also start to look at ourselves just the way other people are कि ऐसा क्यों है, ऐसा क्यों, why are you this way, or why do you have this thing, or oh my god, this looks so bad on you, या फिर this thing that you have, it's very uncommon, या इतना अच्छा नहीं लगता है. We also start to look at ourselves the same way. What is happening exactly here, हम भी अपने आप से, I mean, we are also parting from ourselves and joining them. And I mean, when this happens, I actually step out of my body, I join all those 1,000 people, and I start to question myself also कि ऐसा क्यों है, why am I like this way, why can't I be normal like that, normal word, and what is normal? Anything that exists in majority, that is normal. Okay, so yeah, so understanding needs to happen. You need to come from a place of understanding. And here's something that I really truly love to say. See, in your entire life, you are the only person who actually knows yourself well, who knows everything about yourself. You know your story, you know where you come from, you know why you are the way you are, or what happened with you, or how you felt at the time, or you know your story. Other people do not, so they can judge you. They can have opinions about you. And not to say that it doesn't matter, but they can judge because they don't know your story. They don't know who you are. But the problem becomes when you also start to judge yourself, when you also refuse to understand yourself. That is when the problem becomes. So to have self-love, self-acceptance needs to happen. And to have self-acceptance, what needs to happen is you need to say yes to every part of you. And when I say every part of you, even the parts that you hate, even the parts that you rejected, and to accept those parts, understanding needs to come. Because you in real, you know who you are, why you are the way you are, or everything, anything. So understanding needs to come. All right, understanding and forgiveness and understanding goes hand in hand. When you understand yourself, you also start to forgive that part of yourself who for so long refused all those parts, rejected all those parts. And when all of this happens, you eventually come to a place jahan pe self love becomes a simple choice. It becomes simple for you to choose self love for yourself. And ahead from that, now once you have made the choice of loving yourself, how does the path look ahead from there? Simple. The choices that you make in life, it becomes different. You start to choose differently for yourself, because now you believe that, what, this is what I deserve, or I would like to go this way. You do not hold back yourself anymore. You do not believe in your limitations anymore. You are aware of your fears, but at the same time, you also believe in your potential. You also believe that this is something I want and I would like to do it. I would like to do it. I would like to test it out. All those things. Now this brings me to the next topic, which is why it's important. So when I say why it's important, I don't think I have one reason to say why self-love is important, or why your self-esteem is important, or why your relationship with yourself is important. Because I think all of these are nothing but ways of living, which actually determines the quality of your lives. And so it's at the end of the day, it's all a choice. The way you are right now, the way your life is happening right now, it's also happening. It's going to continue like this. There's no problem with it. It's not like कि कुछ हो जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं है. You're going to live like this, you know, as long as you choose to be like this. The fact is, the difference is, what do you choose for yourself? So when you choose self-love, it's like saying yes to a much more conscious, deep life. A life where you choose to see yourself, meet yourself, connect with yourself. So it's like when you say that, okay, I want to develop self-love for myself, within me. It is like finding peace in yourself, living the same life. You will live the life, you will live the same life, but uh, your energy, a difference in energy, a difference in identity will come. The way you look, your model of the world, the lens through which you see life changes. because because see, your body is your home, and when you do not have self-love, when there's lack of self-love, what is happening is, this is your home, and here you are, you do not feel comfortable in this home. But when you develop self-love, what what just simply happens is, you start to like this home. Simple. The difference is simple. You start to like the body you are in. You start to like the person you are. Life becomes simpler, easier, and more beautiful. So that is all I would say, why it's important. अगर उसके detail में जाए तो there are many three criteria. How does it impact your career, health, and the relationship, and I think it definitely affects all these aspects of your life. Next is working on self-esteem and how it looks like. So when it comes to working on self-esteem, um, I think so. Definitely, the core is to work on your self beliefs, but at the same time, one of the best ways to work on your self esteem is also to, do the action work. And when I say action work, I do not mean do mindless, ya fir get hard on yourself, set big goals for yourself and do it. No, not like that. But see, at the end of the day, self esteem means to have different self belief about myself. जैसे कि मेरा कोई लिमिटिंग सेल्फ बिलीफ है मेरे को लेकर, लाइक कि व्हाट, आई एम नॉट गुड एट पब्लिक स्पीकिंग, मे बी लाइक समथिंग लाइक दैट. मेरे को ऐसा लगता है, दिस इज वन ऑफ माई बिलीव्स, एंड इट इज हैम्परिंग माई सेल्फ esteem. It is leading me to have an unhealthier self esteem. So to actually change this one belief at one time, what I need to do is, definitely I need to work upon my beliefs. When I started believing into these things, or kitne evidences hai mere paas, all the memories and all those things that I have. Second is also to, at the same time, that once I've done that mindset work, ki okay, I'm ready to take some action in my life. it also involves taking real actions in life. And when I say real actions, I do not mean that you directly go on stage and start speaking. No, that will be very fearful if you're somebody who have that fear. But instead, it is doing anything small that would make you feel, you know what, I can do this. I believed I can never do this, or I believe that I'm very bad at this, or I can just not do this. But look at me. I could do it and I could come out alive. It's not like that was the end of the day, and that it's not like that was the end of the life. I mean, and it could involve that, I went there and speak up for 2 minutes, or I just initiated a conversation with somebody I thought was never possible, and I did that. So that feeling ki I thought I could never do it, but I did it. So it's like challenging yourself, betting on yourself and then winning it. And each time you do that, you create an evidence for yourself of how strong you are. I mean, how capable you are. And bit by bit, this is how you build your self-esteem. So it's like a journey towards building a healthier self-esteem. And when I and in my universe, or in my world, you can call all these things: self-esteem, self-love, your relationship with yourself, all of these things are very much correlated. Very much correlated. So for me, I see it as I mean, it's a very integrated work for me. So when you work with me, it's going to be a integration of all of this. So ultimately, you go to a place where you love yourself, where you have a very healthy relationship with your own self. So I think this was enough. I think it was it for today, and I didn't even realize I reached to, I think, 20 minutes. Okay, so that's good for today. I'll see you tomorrow with an interesting topic related to self-esteem. All right. Bye bye. By the way, I'm also I mean, actually, I am open for, having clarity calls right now. I'm open for having one-on-one clients also. So if you are interested in these things that I talk about, and if you are somebody who would like to know more on this, or how you can work on this, or would you like to, if you would like to work with me on this, you can book your clarity call with me. It's in the, I think, about section of my WhatsApp group. And I'm saying it because I'm only going to share the links in my WhatsApp group as of now, the community that I have. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow then. Bye bye.